And we are live. Hello, everyone. This hour on Verbling, the next in my Grammar Garage series. This Grammar Garage is all about how to talk about people's actions, how to explain things that other people do. Now, what we're actually going to be doing in grammar is using the gerunds, the ing form, in an advanced way. But as I promised you many classes ago, no more boring grammar classes. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn that in context by doing something else, doing something communicative. And then we'll work out the rules for the grammar as we learn that particular topic. So all of that and more is coming up in just a minute. First, let me do a quick introduction, and then we will get started. So let me get my name on the screen. Give me just a second. It always takes a second to get everything prepared. There we go. Now we're set. I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, coming at you from Lisbon, Portugal, to bring you this class. By the way, if you click on the link in the Verbling chat window, it'll take you to my profile page. You can click follow. I believe that option's still there. And I have to see, but you should get notifications of my upcoming classes. I have to see. Someone told me that that option is gone. You can also message me there. One thing you can message me about is private tutoring. If you want to take private tutoring, I will create a personalized learning plan to help get you to your goals as soon as possible. So if you're interested, send me a message. Let's talk about today's class. Here is the material that we're going to be using. And if you want to download a copy of this at any point, you can click on the second link that I just gave you. How to explain people's actions. So we're going to be talking about both the use of the gerund, the ing, and the infinitive, and what the pattern is when you use adjectives of feeling. Adjectives like to be ashamed, to be moved, to be stunned. We're going to do that by reading about a very interesting case, a real-life story, where someone's actions were not what you might have expected them to be. Okay, so that's our plan. We're going to give everyone a minute or two to come in, but let me first just say a quick welcome to Mr. Max. Hello, Max. How are you?
Hello, John. Very, very well.
Very good. So, Max, I think I've seen you before a long time ago. Am I right? Were you here a long time ago?
Yes, of course. You are right.
From Sicily, or?
I was very busy with my work, and then I'm working so hard on my English just because I have to go in California.
Right. What are you going to do in California?
I will start my business travel next August the 30th.
Ah, okay. So you're going to go on a business trip to California?
Yes, of course, a business trip. One month business trip.
And where are you going to visit? North California, South California, Central California?
In the north and in the south. I have to go in San Francisco, in Silicon Valley, because my work. And then I have to go just a little bit in Salt Lake City, in Utah, and then in San Diego, and then I will return back in San Francisco for the rest of the month.
So you could go to the Verbling headquarters in San Francisco and say hello.
Ah, okay, I will do it.
You can.
I didn't know that the headquarters of Verbling is in San Francisco. Now I know. Okay.
Now you know.
Okay.
Give me a second. I'll tell you where it is. You got to show up and say hi to Michael. He's the CEO. Say, hi, Michael. I'm one of your students. Let me see if I can tell you exactly where it is. I'm just curious. I've been to San Francisco, but I've never been to the Verbling headquarters. I'm just curious where exactly it is. Can I see the? I don't remember the exact place. I have to look it up. Anyway, it's there, right in the middle of San Francisco, and they've got a nice new office, and I'm sure they'll take you out for drinks. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
What?
You never know. Show up and say hi. Tell them I sent you. Okay, let's say a warm welcome back to Mr. Giancarlo. Nice to see you again, Giancarlo.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Good morning.
Everyone else is afraid to work with gerunds, so they're not here. But the two of you are here. So take a look at this. Can everyone see that? How to explain people's actions. We're going to be learning about gerunds. We're going to be learning the patterns when you use a gerund and when you use an infinitive. But we're going to learn it through speaking about real-life situations. That will make it a little more fun than just learning grammatical rules. Okay? So, let's get started. Think of a reason why you might need to apologize to someone. Why might you need to apologize? Why do people apologize to each other? You're going to see why I'm asking this in just a second. Max, can you think of any reason why you might need to apologize to someone? Have you done anything wrong?
Yes, of course, a lot of time, of course. A lot of time, just because I am very, very polite, and then if I think that I'm wrong in something or doing something, of course, I give my apologize to someone, no problem. Both in my work or during the natural life, the normal life.
Not I give my apologize, but I apologize. You can't give an apologize, but you can apologize.
Okay.
Okay? You can give an apology as a noun. I wrote pronunciation. Sorry, I was supposed to say mistake. I give my apology. You can say I give my apology as a noun. That's possible to say. But apologize is a verb.
Okay. Then I have to say I apologize.
I apologize. Or I give an apology. But it's less common to say that, more common just to say I apologize. Giancarlo, do you have anything to apologize about?
Yes, sure. Most of the times, for example, here in my job, when I'm in a meeting and I interrupt someone or someone interrupts another person, in this moment, some minutes ago, for example, I had to it's not exactly the word to quit, but I had to leave your class because I had a phone call. I need to say I apologize about it because the topic was very interesting. We were talking about our degrees, careers, and everything, all that kind of stuff. And I apologize about that because I had a phone call and I needed to cancel. Exactly. I needed to cancel or I needed to
not cancel. I
skip the
needed to
class.
step away. I needed to drop out. I needed to take a call. All of those could work.
Okay, I needed to drop out. And yes, sometimes I give apologies.
Okay, but you don't have to apologize to me. I don't require apologies.
Okay, thank you.
Because I don't have any feelings. No, I'm just kidding. I'm tough as nails, Giancarlo. I can take it. So listen, we're going to read about a real life situation. You can Google for this if you don't believe me. This really happened. About a very, very, very unusual apology. One you really might not expect. It has nothing to do with that picture, by the way. That's just a funny picture. That's just a picture to go with people's actions. I don't know what the guy's actions are. Here it is. You're going to read, the story is a true story called Thief Sends Apology Letter to Victim 7 years on. And tell me, and you're going to tell me what you think. Let me see. Let me show you a few pictures quickly. First, take a look at this picture. Can you see that? And let me show you two others. So there's this one. There's this one, which is a location. And then here's a close-up of the letter that the man was holding. You can see those three pictures. So I want you to tell me, what do you think these pictures show? Before we read, what do you think the story is going to be? Max, why don't you start off? What do you think those three pictures show? What do you think the story is going to be?
Well, John, I think that we are talking about to give some apologies and from someone to someone another. And I think that in the first one, it's okay.
These are all the same. These are three pictures of the same situation.
No.
Yes, yes, they're all
it's
the
same situation. Okay,
Yep.
to give apologies. Okay, it's they are some situation.
Yeah. Here's the guy.
Yeah.
Here's the place where he works.
Okay.
And here is the letter that he received.
Okay.
So these are all related to the same situation.
Okay.
What do you think happened? Before we read, what do you imagine actually happened?
I really don't know.
No?
I really don't know. It should be really a lot of things.
It might be a lot of things. It might be. It might be a lot of things.
Okay. It might be a lot of things. Okay.
Giancarlo, what's your guess? Especially with this picture, what do you think happened?
Well, it's a little bit contradictory because in the picture there is a guy who is smiling, who seems so friendly.
Yeah.
And here in the title or in the
title,
yeah, it says thief. For me, he's not a thief. Maybe he's a person who made a mistake in the past, and now he's regretting that, and he's saying, "I'm sorry, I made a mistake." Maybe, I'm not sure.
Is he the thief or is he the victim?
Oh yeah, you're right. He's the victim. He's
probably the victim, right?
Yeah, yes.
So
okay.
Let's find out. Let's find out what actually happens for real. Let's see. Yeah, okay, let's read it. Actually, let's read it. It's pretty short. So, Giancarlo, why don't you start us off? We'll just take turns. This is a short text. It's basically these 2 pages. Let's find out what really happened, and then we're going to use that to start looking at the grammar of gerunds in a more advanced way than before. So, Giancarlo, start us off.
Okay.
Maybe why don't you take the first 2 paragraphs, then we'll go to Max, then me, and if someone else comes in, then them. Go for it, Giancarlo.
The owner of an Indian food shop in Bristol was astonished to receive an apology letter and money in compensation from a thief who stole from his shop 7 years ago. The shop owner, Imran Ahmed, 27, said he was stunned when he received the remorseful letter. The letter begins, "Dear Sirs, I am writing this letter to make amends to you for something I have done in the past," and goes on to explain how it happened. But what was most astonishing was that the thief had enclosed £100 in cash in the envelope as well.
Wow.
Wow. Amazing.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
It would be funny if he wrote to the wrong shop, actually. Okay, Mr. Maxwell, why don't you take the next 2 paragraphs, or up until from Mr. Ahmed until seemingly. Okay, go for it.
Mr. Ahmed, who runs Raja Foods in Bristol, was astounded, but
astounded,
but the thief should get in touch after so long. He says he remembers returning to the shop after the ride and being devastated to find His shutters broken, his windows smashed, and goods stolen. Okay. He didn't know whether police had ever arrested anyone in connection with the crime because they hadn't remembered to contact him and let him know the results of the investigation. He supposed that the case had been closed long ago, so he just tried to forget the whole upsetting episode and went on doing business as usual. I go ahead.
Yeah, until the end of that paragraph. Yeah.
Okay.
A letter.
A letter of apology was the last thing is expected to arrive in his letterbox.
Okay.
See,
Are there any questions about the vocabulary in that paragraph or those paragraphs? Is it clear?
What is please? What is astounded? What does it mean? Astounded.
Astounded. Astounded is more than surprised. First you have surprised, then you have astounded. So
Okay.
very, very surprised.
Something like stunning.
Something like stunned. Yeah, stunned.
Okay.
Astounded, astonished, stunned. All of those basically mean the same thing. Very, very surprised.
Okay.
What else was there? Giancarlo, in your paragraphs, we had this expression, which was, I am writing this letter to make amends to you. What do you think he means by that? I'm writing to make amends.
Yeah. To make amends to you, it's similar to say I'm sorry.
More than that. It's to make amends is the same as make up for a wrongdoing. To make up for something. To make amends. Think about the problem. To fix, right. And you can remember this because make amends, which is spelled M-E-N-D-S, right? That looks like the verb to mend, which means also, it means to fix. So you can remember that in that way. Make amends sounds like mend, which also means fix. So to make amends means to fix a situation. So you got to think about that in your life. Have you ever had to make amends to someone? If you don't pay your taxes, you better make amends to the IRS, to the tax office, or they're going to get very upset with you. But you can also make amends to people if it's some moral or ethical problem. Okay? So those are I guess it was that, and what else was it? I think that was the only really difficult vocabulary that I saw. Okay, follow along for a second. Let me go to the next two. Seemingly, at the bottom. Seemingly, the culprit. Ooh, that's a good vocabulary word. Seemingly, the culprit had not been intending to rob the shop that night in 2001. The letter goes on to say, about 7 years ago, I was walking past your shop late one night when I noticed someone had broken into it, with the shop front wide open. There was nothing to prevent the thief from stepping inside and taking anything he or she wanted. There were some cartons of cigarettes lying there, and the thief grabbed them and ran. The opportunity was too tempting to resist. Now, it seems the mystery burglar regrets stealing from the shop and has stopped committing such crimes. At the end of the robbery, quote, my life was in a mess, the ashamed thief explains in a letter, but now I strive to lead a decent and honest life. The letter, decent and honest life. Let me stop there for a second. What does that mean, the culprit, in line 37? No, 35, 6, 7, 38. What is the culprit? What's a synonym for culprit? Is the culprit the victim or is the culprit the thief?
the thief.
It's the thief. The culprit of crime is the person who commits the crime. The culprit. Okay? So, back to you, Giancarlo, starting in line 59. The letter goes on.
50, yes. The letter goes on to explain how the former thief is now trying to put right all his or her past mistakes, and concludes, quote, "This is why I am giving you back the money which I stole from you. I regret the harm I caused you in the past, and I sincerely apologize to you for it. I was very wrong to do this, and I hope that returning the money will make up for this harm, at least in some small way."
There you go. And Max, continue, the shop owner.
The shop owner, Mr. Hamed, was moved by the letter. In fact, he was so touched and delighted by the thief's change of heart that
change of heart.
Change of heart, that he is planning to give the money to charity. He said, "I would love to find out who it was, but I don't think he or she will contact us. It's amazing this has happened because Easton is an inner city area with a lot of crime. To have something like this happen is really good." He had pinned the letter to his notice board, and he says that customers in his shop are stopping to read it and chat about it.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Avon and Somerset police spokesman Steve Games said, "The police are very pleased to hear that a victim has received some recompense for a crime. The letter shows that criminals can change their lives for the better."
Okay, so as I said, it's an unusual apology. Look at the adjectives of feeling. There's two rows, row A and row B. And actually, it might be good that you just get used to those words. Some of them might be new for you. I'll say them, you repeat them. First, ashamed. Repeat.
Ashamed.
Ashamed.
Good. Delighted.
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 Devastated.
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 Moved.
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 Stunned.
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 Tempted.
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 Very surprised.
Very surprised.
Very surprised.
Astonished.
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 Astounded.
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 Attracted.
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 Remorseful.
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 Touched.
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 Very pleased.
Very pleased.
Very pleased.
Very upset.
Very upset.
Very upset.
Okay. So, as I said earlier, this is really a grammar class, and what we're really going to do is use the situation to work out the rules for when you use a gerund, when you use the infinitive. Gerunds are like saying doing, and infinitives are like saying to do. So let's work on that. I am going to jump ahead here to slide number 8. By the way, if there's any questions about the story, about what happened, about details, about vocabulary, just ask, okay? Everything you need to know, every example that you're going to see was in that text we just read. So you could use that text as a reference in the future when you want to recall the rules that we're going to learn right now. Okay, so it asks us to underline the verbs below in the text, which are followed by the gerund and which are followed by the infinitive. Well, You can't underline it because you don't have this as a printout, but you can just tell me. So maybe what you should do here, give me a second, let me see the easiest way to do this. Give me just a second. Let's see. Oh, wait. Let me just double check if I have the right page number here. 108. Yeah, okay. Okay, so yeah, here's what you're going to do. You got to go back. You've got to go back to slide. Tell you in a second. You got to go back to slides 3 and 4. Well, actually, it's 3, 4, and the beginning of 5. You got to go back to those slides, 3, 4, and 5. It's the easiest way to do it. Okay, and then you're going to see if you can find the examples. You need to categorize them. Which words are followed by both the gerund and the infinitive, and which verbs are followed by either gerund or infinitive, but not both. That's your task. Okay, so that means you really need to open this up in your computer. So click on that link in the chat window to download or to open this presentation. Okay, if you need that link again, it is right here. You can see it in the verbally chat, and you can see it here in the group chat. Okay? And let's see if we can categorize those. Go on will be in 4 different locations. Remember, we'll be in 2 different locations. Stop will be in 2 different locations. Expect, intend, plan, strive are all used once. Okay? How about I give you 2 minutes to see if you can categorize these. Go back and find the examples. Does that sound okay? Give you 2 minutes to skim through the article again?
Yes.
Sound okay, Max?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Your 2 minutes begins right now. All right, how are we doing? Shall we compare answers?
We can try.
Yeah? Giancarlo, are you more or less ready? Oh, Giancarlo fell asleep.
Okay, no. Yeah,
oh.
I'm here. I'm
okay.
trying to check all the verbs, but I almost finished. Sorry. Do you have like? Okay, let's do it, John. Thank you.
Let's try.
Yeah.
All right. Max, give me one verb that can be followed by both the gerund and the infinitive. Just give me one.
Writing.
Which is it?
Line 10.
In line 10. Let's see if I can go to that in the text. Okay. Which line?
Slide number 3, line number 10.
And where is the example? Can you read it for us?
Dear sirs, I am writing this letter to make.
To make amends.
Yes, of course, to make amends.
Okay. Now, there's a little problem here. I don't see a gerund. Where is the gerund?
I am writing.
That's not a gerund. Uh-oh. So let's clarify that. That is a verb tense. Tempo verbale. That's a verb tense.
Yeah.
It's the present continuous.
Yes, of course.
Verb
It's
tense.
a present continuous. See, yes.
So therefore, it is not a gerund, because a gerund is a noun. It's not a verb. That's the confusion. In Italian, the gerund is a verb, but not in English. In English, a gerund is a noun. It names an action.
I apologize.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go back here, and let's get a better example. Let's go back here to what page was I on? Here. The verbs that you're going to look for are expect, go on, intend, plan, remember, stop, strive. Those are the examples you're looking for.
Yeah, I have one, John.
Okay? Which one?
I have one. It's on line number 21. When he says he remembers returning.
He remembers returning. Good.
We can use he remembers to return or he remembers returning.
Okay, good. He remembers returning, he remembers to return. Why do you think you can use both? Are you guessing or are you sure about that?
No, I am sure about that because I learned it by heart.
He remembered, but hang on, okay. Be careful though. He remembers returning, but you couldn't say he remembers to return. That would not have the same meaning.
No, it doesn't have the same meaning. I think it has a variation in meaning.
Yeah, but let's express it with the same meaning. So in line 21, option 1, he says he remembers returning to the shop. Okay, fine. Option number 2 with the infinitive, he says he remembered to return to the shop. Well, even that doesn't have the same meaning, I guess. He remembered to return to the shop. Nope, it doesn't work. They don't have the same meaning. Yeah.
John, in grammar, is it correct to say remembers ing remembers to? In grammar, just talking in grammar.
Just talking in grammar.
Right?
Both of them can follow remember. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is the point we are talking about, right? Talking about grammar and grammar after remember ing or grammar after to.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
You're right about that. I was trying to see if I could express the same meaning with the infinitive, and I can't here. But you're absolutely right. Remembers is a word that can be followed by both gerund and infinitive. It would be great if we could find an example of remember to. And there is an example in the text. So let's see if we can find it. I know it's there, but I don't remember exactly what paragraph it's in.
Yeah, it's on paragraph number 25, 6, 7, 8, 28.
28.
Or 29, John.
Ah, that's it. You're right. About the police, right?
Yes.
They hadn't remembered to contact him. Fantastic. That's it. So you've got remembered returning and remembered to contact him. So both gerund and infinitive follow the verb remember. Okay? There you go. That's one example. Let's take a look at a few others. So remember was used twice and we found them both. What about go on? Did you find that anywhere? Did you find examples of go on? If not, go on. If you found any others, tell me where they are and we'll take a quick look.
Yes, there is one go on, but in past it's went on line number 30, 31, 32, 33, 34.
34.
Yes.
He tried to the whole upsetting episode and went on doing business as usual. Very good. So that is go on with the gerund. Is it possible to say go on with the infinitive?
No, I don't think so.
The answer is yes, it is.
Oh.
It is, but we have to find the example. I'll give you a little hint. And earlier it says he goes on to explain. I just have to figure out where I read it. Here, in line 12. I have done things in the past, and goes on to explain how it happened. The thief in the letter goes on to explain. So goes on is followed by either gerund or infinitive. In fact, let me give you a quick overview of the choices. Verbs followed by both. Go on followed by both. Remember followed by both. Stop is also followed by both. In the article it says stopped committing and stopping to read. Okay? I'm not going to go through the article itself right now. It will take too long. But you can find it later if you like. But let me go back here. So, which ones are followed by both? Go on, remember, and stop are followed by the gerund and the infinitive. But option number 2 are verbs that are followed either by gerund or infinitive, but not both. I'll say the verb, you tell me what you think, and I'll tell you if you're right. Expect, gerund or infinitive?
Both,
What do you think?
I think so.
No, it's not both. These are one or the other. All of these are one or the other.
So ing.
Expect doing. Doesn't work. The answer is infinitive. In the article it says expected to arrive, not expected arriving. So expect is followed by the infinitive and only the infinitive. Okay? By the way, these are not intuitive. These are, you have to, I'm asking you to try to, ooh, what's that music? Is that your mobile? Or it sounds like you're being visited by the Tooth Fairy. Magical fairy music. I don't know what's happening, Giancarlo. So expect is only infinitive. What about plan? What about plan? What do you think? Want to take a guess?
You have to know, John, you have to know that I am really a disaster in grammar. I have to improve it very.
Okay, I'm here again. I'm sorry, a phone call again. So, intent or plan?
So,
plan to. Plan to.
The answer is 2. Yeah?
Yeah.
You're right. Plan to. In fact, all the other ones are 2. Expect to, intend to, telephone, the call. Expect to, intend to, plan to, strive to. So Max.
Yeah.
All the examples here are to show you that there's no rules. You cannot be good or bad at grammar. You can't. You're either exposed to it or you're not. And the best way to be exposed to this grammar is use the article to see what the patterns are. Because there's no rule I can really give you that will clearly explain the difference. There's so many rules that there are no rules. So the best thing to do is to notice the pattern. Which ones can be followed by both, and which ones can only be followed by the infinitive in this case? And the answer to that is, as we've seen in the article, expect, intend, plan, strive, only infinitive. You can never say I strived doing. You can only say I strive to do. Okay? But let's understand that a little bit better now. By the way, let's say a quick hello to David. Hello, David. How are you? Hello, Mr. David D. How are you? Oh, David, I see you, but I don't hear you. Say hello when you get your microphone on, okay? All right. So let me just go back to, let's take a look at exercise 7. Let's try to understand. Oh, you're saying hello in your chat window. Oh, you can't talk. Okay, no problem, David, no problem. So we just read a little anecdote about an unusual apology. And we're using that anecdote. It's up here we go. It starts on slide 2, and the text is on slides 3, 4, and 5. And we read about this, and now we're using this text to learn the difference. What verbs can be followed by the ing form, and what verbs can be followed by the to form, like intend to go, but I would say going on doing. So going on can be followed by the gerund, but intend cannot. So we're going to try to understand that a little more deeply now. Look at exercise 7. What is the difference in meaning in these pairs of sentences? Okay? So Max, let's start with you. Read those two pairs in number 1 and answer those questions. Let's see if we can see the difference now in meaning. Okay?
Okay, I try. Did you remember to pay? Or do you remember paying?
Okay.
Okay. I think that...
Look at those two questions, and when you answer them, you'll start to work out the pattern.
Okay. I have to say which is right and which is wrong, or I try to I have to guess which is the difference.
Yeah, you're going to match A and B to those two questions. Just match. Which one goes with which one goes with talking about an image in mind, and which one goes with...
sorry, there are other two lines. Sorry, John. Which one is talking about an image in the mind, and which one means not forget to pay? Okay. Did you remember to pay? Mm-hmm. Do you remember paying? Which one is talking about an image in the mind? In
other words, which one is you remembering, and which one means that maybe you forgot? Focus on that one. That's easier. Which one means you might have forgotten?
I think the first one.
Did you remember to pay means
I think so.
Might have forgotten. Yeah. And there's a reason for that, Max. The reason is to pay is the future of that past moment.
Okay.
To pay is the future of the past. That's the reason why you might have forgotten. I'm asking you about a future action. So let's say you bought the thing at 5 p.m. and I'm asking you now at 6 p.m. Hey, at 5 o'clock, did you pay? If you paid, you would have paid at 5:01. So it would be in the future. You bought it at. You went to the checkout at 5 o'clock. You waited in line. At 5:01, you would have paid. So you went to the checkout, but did you remember to pay at 5:01? So it's implying an action in the future of that moment. And that is actually the reason why that A matches with the second question. B, did you remember paying? That means, do you have the memory in your imagination in that moment? So the focus is a little bit different. Okay?
Okay.
Think about that for a second. Giancarlo, look at number 2. And then David, you can do number 3 for us, okay? Giancarlo, take a look at number 2. Can you read our 2 choices?
Yes. She went on apologizing, and she went on to apologize.
Remember, to apologize is going to imply a future. Remember that. It's important. Okay? Not a future of now, but a future of then. So, which one means her apologies continue? A long time. And which means the apology happened next in the future? Giancarlo.
Continue a long time. The letter A, it's continued a long time.
Correct. Therefore, letter B is the apology happened next in sequence. And that is the difference. That's the magic trick. Remember that the infinitive implies a future action. Not a future of now, but a future of then. That will help you distinguish when you use one and the other. As you can see, it's really hard to know the difference. But if you slow down, you analyze it, you'll start to build up a context in your mind, and it'll make more sense. Okay?
Yes, John, can you please create a sentence, I mean, a more common sentence talking about these 2 differences between ing and to? For example, try to give us an everyday example. For example, in this moment we are having a chat.
Yep. And in the next moment, we went on to chat about a new subject. So here's the example, okay?
Yes, please.
Oops, why can't I write in the chat window? Example. Okay? In this moment, you said, we are chatting about the weather. Let's say. Okay, there's my first example. Second example. Example 2. But in the next moment, I'm going to say we would go on to chat about crime in the UK. Can you see the difference between those 2 examples? Giancarlo?
I'm trying to understand. In this moment, we are chatting about the weather.
Yeah, hey, nice weather, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty sunny out. But in the next moment, I say, oh, by the way, did you hear about that serial killer in London? I changed the subject, so it's the future. So the infinitive is for talking about the future, talking about a future action.
Yes.
Or to do a future action. So referring to a future action, a change. Remember, infinitive is for changing something. The gerund is for doing it.
Yes. Yes, I got it, John. Oh, yes.
So you give me another example, if you got it.
Oh, yes. With what verb? Remember or gone?
Let's see. Let's do a verb we haven't done before. Let's do, what was the one? Stop. Let's do stop. Oh, actually, stop is the example in number 3. Give me a second, Giancarlo. Let's give David a chance first.
Sure.
David, I don't know if you can turn on your microphone, but if you can't, okay, then just give us the answers. They stop to chat, they stop chatting. Which one, David, you can write in the window if you prefer. Which one means they stop doing something in order to chat, which means the next thing, and which one means their chat is finished?
Can you hear me?
Ah, there you are. Good.
Okay. They stopped to chat means that. Sorry, I can't talk. I'm gonna write.
Okay, right. No problem. Okay, while he's writing, Giancarlo, I want you to think of your own example for any one. Remember, go on, or stop. Think of your own example in your own life, and then we'll correct David's answer. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? Think about something you remembered. Think about something you went on to do. Think about something you stopped doing.
Yeah. Okay. For example, my sister remembered to call me this afternoon.
Right. Sounds good. My sister remembered to call me. Okay.
Yes, and on the opposite, my sister remembers call me every day.
Remembers.
Calling me every day.
Nope, that doesn't work. Because you said remembers.
My sister remembers
calling me every day when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Then it works. Do you see the problem there? If you say my sister remembers calling me every day, you've got to talk about the past. As long as you're talking about the past, it's okay. But if you're talking about the present, you've got a problem because those actions didn't happen yet. Therefore, you have to use the infinitive.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Let's take a look at David's answers. David says that A, they stopped to chat means stop doing something in order to chat. 100% correct. You're right. And B, stop chatting means their chat has finished. 100% correct. You are right. That's it. Stop to chat. We stopped walking and we started talking. Stop chatting, right? That means we stopped talking. So we stopped the action of chatting. All right. I mean, I think you're starting to get it. So here's a little extra practice. Okay? Let's try this together. Max, take the first one. Complete the sentences with the correct form. Okay? Take the first one for us. We can't hear you, Max. Sorry.
Sorry, John. My microphone was switched off. Yeah, sorry. The first one. I don't remember. I don't remember when I go to bed.
When? Can't use when. It's only going or to go. Two choices. Gerund or infinitive.
I don't remember going to bed last night.
Correct. It would be wrong to say I don't remember to go. So you are right. I don't remember going. Giancarlo, number 2.
Number 2 is remember to switch off the lights when you leave.
Because it's a future action.
Yes.
You are right. Okay? David, you can write the answer to number 3. Tell us what you have. Number 3? Oh, there we go. To explain. Let's see. She apologized and she went on to explain her actions. Correct. Because it's a future. Max, number 4.
The bus stopped to let some passengers off.
Exactly, because the bus stopped first and then they got off in the future. Correct. Now, Giancarlo. 5.
We went on dancing until the early hours of the morning.
Right, because we never stopped dancing. Very good. Okay, and David, last one, number 6. Talking. Okay. When I walked in, everyone stopped talking and stared at me. Correct. The action of talking ceased. So that is correct. Not everyone stopped to talk, because it's not about the future. It's about stopping the action itself. You got them all correct. That must mean that you're all experts, right? Okay, we're almost out of time here, but just to point out, I've got a little chart that summarizes the forms the meaning, and all the examples. So you can refer to this slide, which is number 10. You can refer to that in the future. And you can get extra practice by going on to slide 11. I'd be happy to put the answers for you in the last page. It's not there. But if you remind me later, I'll put the answers so you can correct yourself. Okay? So what you should do for homework is study this table. Make sure it's clear. Notice the little notes in blue at the bottom. There's a few things you want to keep in mind. It's written there. Try this exercise on your own. I'll put the answers for you. If there's any questions, you send me a message, and I'll be happy to help you with it if you're not sure. Okay, there's some other things that we could do, but we don't have time. There's also, I wanted you to look at the adjectives of feeling, but we'll probably come back to this class a little later on and work on the vocabulary in another class. And then at the very end, it's think of a surprising, curious, or moving story you've seen. So maybe what we can do with this class is next Tuesday for speaking skills, we might do this part of the class and work on the vocabulary. I'm not sure, but maybe we can do that. And in that case, you'll have a chance to do this exercise, think of a surprising, curious, or moving story, and then use your gerund infinitives, okay? So, unless I see a reason not to, we're going to do part 2 of this class as a speaking skills, which is more about vocabulary, on next Tuesday. In the meantime, try out this and this for homework, and I'll try to remember to put the answers there for you to check yourself. All right? Are we cool?
Yes, John.
Okay.
So the second class of this topic is going to be next Tuesday or next Thursday?
No, next Tuesday, because it's not going to be grammar. We're going to work on the vocabulary, the adjectives of feeling. So I'll do it next Tuesday because Tuesday is the speaking skills class, and that's all about vocabulary. Okay?
Okay. Yes.
All right? So I'm going to completely skip the grammar on Tuesday. But for those of you who are here today, you have a head start because you know the text, and you already know the gerund and infinitive. So unless I see some reason not to do it, but if that's the case, I will write that up in the description of the class. But I think it'll be fine. Maybe I'll find a way to... it might be a little bit boring because we're going to have to reread the text at the beginning. But if we make it fast, I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. So in principle, Tuesday. If not, maybe I'll give you a different text so we're not repeating the same thing. Maybe I could do that. I don't know. I got to think about it. Okay? But listen, tomorrow we have 2 fun-filled hours. We've got learning from pictures at 12 GMT and language games. Last week we worked on pronunciation journeys where you had to get your classmates to navigate around a map based on certain sounds in the English language. I think it went pretty well. I'd like to try it again with a different set of sounds and maybe up the stakes. Maybe you could win special prizes. My magic cookie, for example. I'll email you a cookie if you win the prize. So there'll be 2 hours starting from 12 to 2 GMT tomorrow. Okay? Have a great day, everyone, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye
Thank
for
you.
now.
Thanks.
Bye,
Bye
all.
Bye-bye.
See you.
See you. Bye to all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.